We're going to walk in about 100 yards.
Okay.
Look like a Judeo-Christian thing. It's like a 7,000 year cycle. 6,000 years, 6 days, 1,000 years equals the evolutionary cycle. The 7 days like a millennium for heaven on earth. So that's contained within the 6,500 year period.
Right.
But the bigger cycle is 26,000 year cycle.
Okay.
And so in the past, who didn't graduate then, had come back and do it over. Then kind of like the Buddha would say,
Right.
you don't get it. If
You got to go back.
You got to come back and keep
Right.
stuck around the wheel.
That's right.
So every time a cycle ends, people get a chance to graduate.
Right.
If they don't graduate, they get stuck coming back around again and going over. And it's some different ideas about if when it stops going around at 3D and it's all going to go to the higher dimensions. I think that 3D's been around a long time, probably going to be around a much long time.
Right.
Everybody wants it to be in our lifetime. It's the great ending, but the great spirit is beyond all the gods.
Right.
Like we see like the Old Testament gods, but it's life itself.
Right.
And when it awakens out of the void, because it falls asleep, the great spirit falls asleep, just the way we fall asleep, and then begins to dream. And then that dream then takes manifestation.
Wow.
And so that with the out breath, creation goes out for billions of years.
Right.
Then it breathes it back in. And when it breathes it back in, everything goes back to the source. Everything is we call it back, and it goes back to sleep again. Like we have a whole long day, where we're living out our life, and then we go.
Right.
So everything's as above, so below.
That's amazing.
Let me show you something over here.
Okay.
You might see this little line right here, this straight line. You see that? It's like when the land pushed up, it kind of pushed these two halves.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can see it.
Follow it up past this tree there. It comes right down here under the tree. When the rains come, the water flows down, right down here.
Okay.
The water flows right down here, and this is what I call creates the womb with the view.
Wow. She's going back.
See the womb?
Oh yeah, right. Doing some serious hiking.
Not afraid of heights, are you?
Not afraid of hiking.
I am, but I'll be good.
You should. Hey,
Yeah.
hold on to me. You'll be all right.
It'd be tricky trying to film. You might trip off and you know.
Right.
Once upon a time, I brought my teenage son. We went for a bike ride. We rode down the main highway down below, and then we carried our bikes up this trail. And it gets kind of narrow up here.
Okay. Yeah,
When we to the top, we could ride the bikes. And he's like 4 years old.
this is so beautiful. That is a long way down.
It's like, oh, glory to God. But what I did was, when I ripped on your legs, I want to help you. My intent was to help you connect your earth, your feet to the earth, and ground you to the earth. And when I was tapping you on your body, like those meridian points of the earth grid, you've got those in your body. So your fears and your feelings get stuck in those vibrations. Those meridians go to different organs and things. But fear and grief get in the heart. It blocks the love that comes from the heart chakra. So that's why I'm hitting those points. The eye movements are real good with breaking repetitive thinking patterns, like obsessive thinking. And this is how I'm afraid. This is a thought form that's stuck in a wheel, stuck in a groove like that. So we break that, so you don't get to believe that. Tap you, kind of pull that energy out, and then rub down your legs so you can get grounded. And then I, did a little thing with my clapping just to help break the thought form out. But that's kind of a simple way to do it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna give it thanks to the Great Spirit as I do.
Yeah. Can you, for me, can you explain to my fellow churchgoers when you say Great Spirit, what are you, to whom are you referring?
Creation itself has birth. There are billions of stars in our galaxy, so we believe. There are billions of galaxies.
Right.
So everything is turning. That great wheel, that's like the vortex. That's the medicine wheel.
Right.
The great Tao. That's my symbol here on my neck. This is a Native American symbol out of Mexico. Toltec symbol. The Mayas also used.
Right.
Toltec Lord Quetzalcoatl was he was a god teaching.
Right.
He was like an incarnation of like what Jesus represents.
Right.
And of course, there's always been a polarity of there's the good guys and the bad guys.
Right.
And there's more than one. There's a number of them on both sides, kind of a thing. So beyond the gods with this duality,
Right.
beyond that is a higher source.
Right.
And then those beings who have no investment in judgments or they're just pure love.
Right.
And back beyond that,
Mm-hmm.
the source itself has just awakened, and everything went into the Big Bang and began to spin.
Right.
And the consciousness began, was, I think, intrigued with the just reality that the entertainment of creation itself,
Mm.
and wanted to explore itself by projecting itself into creation.
Gotcha.
So there are billions of galaxies doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So our great mystery, great spirit, is one of the billions of them out there
Right.
who all came out of the one. So
Right.
it's just incomprehensible for us.
Right. I
A
gotcha.
little star on the outer edge of a mediocre-sized galaxy
Mhm.
is so big. And so there are those who oversee the solar systems and oversee the planets.
Right.
And like if you look at, say, Judeo-Christian belief,
Mm-hmm.
the Old Testament God came in and Adam and Eve, and they disobeyed and they got punished, and now we're all working up the karma of that punishment.
Right.
Because we got cast out.
Mm-hmm.
The Hebrew Jewish tradition didn't exist at that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was borrowed from ancient Sumeria,
That's right.
which is a couple thousand years older.
Yeah.
And then their stories say that there was a whole group of gods
Mm-hmm.
called the Anunnaki,
Right.
and that they had come down to take some of the resources of the earth and for their own planet. And
Mm-hmm.
they were colonizing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another group of lesser class gods
Mhm.
who were doing all the work. And when I say gods, they lived hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
Or how long they lived, maybe 30,000, but maybe 100,000, maybe a million years. It's hard to know how long they were living,
Right.
but they lived a long, long time. They may be much longer than that even. And the worker gods didn't want to work anymore.
Mhm.
So this is what the stories say from Sumeria.
Mhm.
And so they had to have a worker. This was maybe a couple 100,000 years ago.
Mhm.
And they put their DNA into the primitive human beings and quickened them to make them more of a modern human being.
Right.
And so through these time cycles, the human races have been coming in
Mhm.
and having to graduate and can get off.
Right.
And then that one's gone, Atlantis is gone, Lemuria's gone.
Uh-huh.
This next civilization comes, and it's gone, and then the next one comes like this.
Right.
And so in the Judeo-Christian version, Old Testament God is all there is. There's
Mhm.
no other gods but me.
That's right.
But then he's jealous and vengeful.
Mm.
There'll be no other gods before me.
Right.
And Jesus is the only begotten Son, but then there's the sons of God.
Right.
And so all these contradictions in that material.
Mm-hmm.
And so the book has been, there's a lot of misleading information in the book. Everybody, that's the divine word. It's like,
Right.
that's a historical book, but there's a lot of misinformation in there to control the people.
Right.
Because why are the Israelis the chosen people? What about the Palestinians? Aren't they deserve love too? Why is it us against them?
Right.
Why do the gods do that? As
Mm-hmm.
part of the punishment,
Mm-hmm.
the gods are controlling us by keeping us at odds with each other.
Right.
So that's why
Right.
Old Testament God, when Jesus came in, people say, well, Old Testament God's his father. I said, no, he's coming from another higher level.
Uh-huh.
That's why the Buddha, when he came in, he said, you can transcend the social hierarchy and religious system,
Uh-huh.
transcend the gods, and go right to the source of creation itself.
Right.
What he called the primordial wisdom nature.
Right.
That's what I refer to as Great Spirit.
Okay.
And then there's mysteries of that that are just beyond our comprehension that we can get a glimpse of. I had a couple glimpses of some of those beings,
Yeah.
but it's just big. So we
Yeah.
just keep it simple.
Right.
Jesus was there,
Mm-hmm.
Buddha was there.
Mm-hmm.
These are our elder brothers showing us, and some of the goddesses showing us
Uh-huh.
how to get there. And
Right.
what's the message? Love, non-attachment,
Right.
that this world is transient.
Right.
In other words, our lives are short, we're out of here.
Right.
And then, who lives on, what's our legacy?
Right.
And so everything that is done is known. It's all like recorded.
That's right.
And when you die, you cross over, everything's known. You know everything there.
Yeah.
And this may have happened a couple hundred years ago. Oh, I see I'm not done. So I have to be born again and go through more painful experiences,
Uh-huh.
some joyful experiences, something that keeps me hanging on.
Right.
So we're programmed to hold on. But in
Mhm.
reality, when we can let go of holding on and trust in the Spirit,
Right.
then we graduate.
Right.
So if you look at, like say, the idea of the Anunnaki gods and other extraterrestrial presences that have been here,
Mm-hmm.
some have been trying to keep us down,
Right.
and others are trying to liberate us.
Gotcha.
But like having a teenager, you can have a very strict father, and you got a rebellious teenager. He'll punish and abuse that kid, or even a child will abuse him.
Right.
Old Testament God did a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
But then he learned, like, well, I don't want to abuse you because you're like my guys too.
Right.
So teenager, they can't do it for you. You gotta make your own choices.
Right.
So that's what we're like a teenager down here making choices.
Mm-hmm.
For are we gonna create a path that is an awakened path
Right.
spiritually, or are we gonna live, living in self-sabotage?
Right.
And so we have this choice.
That's good.
What's self-sabotage? Fears,
Mm-hmm.
jealousies, negative feelings,
Mm-hmm.
resentments, frustrations,
Mm-hmm.
stuck in separation between me and you. As long
Uh-huh.
as we're living in separation,
Mm-hmm.
those guys are against us, we're against them,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't understand us. As long as we're doing that, we're caught in the lower mind.
Right.
That's why Lord Jesus said you got to be willing to lose yourself or to save yourself.
Right.
Because when you lose your self-importance, then you can begin to understand it for you. So we're all in a unified field.
That's good.
So my necklace shows that yin-yang aspect. And so as spirit birth, the masculine and feminine, the electrical and the magnetic begin to dance. High pressure, low pressure begin to dance. It's a great vortex. In the center of that is always the living presence of the divine. But the living presence of the divine is hidden in the center of all that is made manifest, which is the atom.
Yeah.
The center, like what's his name, the guy in the wheelchair. Yeah, he's trying to find the missing link of
That's right.
God particle or
Right.
the unified field. All that's connected there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm open to find it, but if I can't find it, I'm not going to believe. So
Right.
sometimes you have to have faith.
That's right.
And you have to know that there's a life and there's death. And the Great Spirit is both.
Right.
But it's the life that is that, because when we die, we go back in the spirit.
Right.
Or when we die psychologically,
Mm-hmm.
like say people say to me, Rahelio, I wanted to go on a vision quest so bad. I came to Sedona or Sacred Land, I wanted to get out and find this. And I went out hiking in the back canyons, and it got dark really quick. And I was trying to get back to the park at the car, and I got stuck out. And I was lost in the blackness of the night. Just
Yeah.
there's mountain lions in the wilderness here, and there's bears, and there's coyotes, and
Right.
you don't know what's out there. There's rattlesnakes and
Yeah.
scorpions and all this kind of. So you're out there in the dark, and you don't know what is going on. So people say, I'm on the vision quest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Praying all night long to God, Great Spirit,
Right.
to survive and get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're praying, it's like, I'll be good. I won't do this no more.
Uh-huh.
I should have done
Right.
this. Oh, I'm so sorry about all my mistakes.
Uh-huh.
And you're purging like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dawning comes, and all of a sudden they realize the parking lot's 100 yards away.
Huh.
And right there is the car, but
Right.
they had the vision quest.
Right.
And that purging of
Uh-huh.
what's the most important? Living and dying.
Yeah.
Because that's all it comes down to. We talk to the Great Spirit that way.
Mhm.
What's my purpose? How do I? But what causes the extreme emotional power to make contact
Yeah.
is usually our worst fear.
Yeah.
So when you have in your root chakra, your spine,
Mm-hmm.
when the earth goes around the sun, the galaxy goes around, so this energy comes from our root of our spine, up our back and down our front. So it's orbiting like this in our body.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
many mystics and
That's right.
shamans from all over traditions have learned how to do this breath to connect this energy
Uh-huh,
circuit. So the earth, as she rotates in her, actually generates life force, and it moves through her body, and it goes through the land, and the spiderweb grid of the Earth's grid,
Right.
it follows those lines also.
Mhm.
And where the junctions are, there's more power. It's like more like a meridian of the body.
Right.
There's more power. These are on the dream catcher. That's
Yeah.
the Native American dream catcher. These are the places you go to catch your dreams. Yeah, because you go for your vision quest. So this energy that comes through the earth goes up in the atmosphere. It merges with the sun sky energy,
Mhm.
comes back down as lightning bolt. And so this earth energy and sun energy, and it's lightning between sky father and mother
That's
earth.
right. That's right.
So this cycle is
That's
going up
good.
your spine. Going up your spine and doing this thing too. So how do we get that lightning up into the brain?
Hmm.
Well, something that's always been sacred with sexuality, sacred marriage.
Right.
Because you have good sex,
Mm-hmm.
opens up your heart, your mind, let's see in colors and rainbows and
Mm-hmm.
all this angels and stuff.
Right.
And then well, that doesn't always last. It's like, oh, because now I thought you were somebody more better than that. Now I'm all resentful and jealous and
Yeah.
lose that high.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, and then, or you're really afraid
Mm-hmm.
and you're fight or flight. And when you got, like the person who got stuck out at night, their fear, waking that energy up,
Right.
and they're praying to Great Spirit first.
Uh-huh.
So, Great Spirit, God first. And
Right.
so, that opens up the channel up your spine,
Right.
opens up the conduit. That's why I kind of want like this when you're open up your conduit.
Mm-hmm.
It's flowing up your center.
Right.
And we have the right side of our consciousness and the left side.
Mm-hmm.
This is our daytime side. This is our nighttime side.
Okay.
These two sides come together in the center channel.
Wow.
So the right side is our daytime, is our rational mind,
Mm-hmm.
and our ego is invested in what we do,
Mm-hmm.
what we think. Our ego. So,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Right.
I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a doctor. Or I'm a lawyer. I do this kind of construction work. Or what I do, I'm a musician.
Right.
So what we do defines us in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, spiritual people say, I'm not defined by what I do.
Right.
So, okay, but you're
Right.
defined by how you do what you do.
Right.
So that's what defines us in the
That's
3D.
good.
And the right side is the male side.
Mm-hmm.
All of the tools are made for the right-handed man.
Right.
If you're left-handed, they would force you to be right-handed.
That's right.
They would force you
Mm-hmm.
because there's a fear of the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
This is like good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Why good and evil? That's because this is the male side. This is the female side.
Right.
Repress the female.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they afraid of this side? Here's the sun god and here's the full moon.
Right.
So what happened to full moon? People were doing their garlic and their other things they put around their doors and so keep the werewolf and vampire out. That's
Right.
why European people were afraid of the vampire
Uh-huh.
and evil.
Right.
So he can't come in unless you invite him in.
Right.
But he looks at the window, don't look at him because he'll hypnotize you and get in.
Uh-huh.
That's like the TV with all the commercials. They're hypnotizing you to get in.
Right.
It's like they're trying to get in. Don't let him in.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
On some level, right?
Right.
So different versions of it.
Right.
But so the fear of the left-hand side. So in our right side is our ego and what we're doing. In the past, it was Mrs. John Smith. The woman didn't have a name. It was
That's right.
the man's name, and he was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like supporting
Mm-hmm.
him and the kids, doing her prayers, keeping her sacred space, and sacrificing her ambitions and her life
Right.
because her role as a woman was to
Uh-huh.
support.
Uh-huh.
And then the kids get older, teenagers, and she's praying for them. Oh, I hope they go home safe. And she's suffering karma for them to be safe.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to work trying to do his thing. And she's praying for him, and she's suffering for him because he's stressing out because he's got a hard life. And he comes back with his frustration and he abuses her.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the old-fashioned female role,
Mm-hmm.
being abused by the male
Right.
because Adam and Eve, they ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because the God said to them, if you eat of this fruit, surely you will die. So
Mhm.
do not eat of it.
Right.
But the snake being, and Jesus said, be you wise as serpents, but tame as doves.
Right.
The snake came and said, the wisdom serpent said to him, that's not the tree of death. That's the tree of life. That's not the tree of life. That's the tree of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And if you eat it afterwards, you're going to see that you're not just a human being, that you come from the stars. You're a spirit being
Uh-huh.
from the beginning of time.
Right.
Come down and you forget that who you are because you're now in the body. And she ate of it, and she says, Adam, try some of this. And he goes like, he said not to. It's like, he's serious. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, but this is the truth.
Right.
And so he ate of it.
Uh-huh.
And then so the God comes back looking for them. And they're going, oh shit, he's coming, and he's going to be pissed off because we know.
Right.
We know what's going on now.
Right.
So, we better hide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're naked, we better hide.
Yeah.
He says, where are you? Why are you hiding from me? He's in a body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. I see you, and I see that you see me.
Uh-huh.
You ate the fruit. And
Ah,
that's forbidden for you to do that.
right.
And that's all the Bible says about it. But the Sumerian stuff says that the gods conferred with each other.
Uh-huh.
And they said, what are we going to do? The humans have tasted of the tree of knowledge.
Uh-huh.
And they said, we got to punish them.
Mm-hmm.
We got to kick them out of the garden, lest they discover the tree of life and eat of its fruit and be immortal like us.
Right.
So they cannot be,
Mm-hmm.
because they're here to serve us.
Mhm.
They're here as our servants.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kick them out, and there's the angel with the flaming swords. He's kicking them out,
Yeah.
and now they have to go and toil the field, and that's just cursed. Adam has to work for a living.
Mm-hmm.
So every Monday mornings for most people, got to go to work. More people die on Monday morning than any other time because they don't want to always got to produce. I just want to be off.
Right.
Some people say I love what I do,
Uh-huh.
but most people don't do what they love. If you're lucky, you do what you love. But if you don't love what you're doing, then
Right.
Monday morning, I got to.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you love what you do, still you got to maintain a family and all those responsibilities, still
Right.
pressure, you
Right.
still got to perform.
That's right.
And that begins to wear us down
Mm-hmm.
because we begin to go like, I don't want to do this, or I have resentment because I have to do this for you, or I have resentment because I'm not doing this, or I'm frustrated because they're blocking me here.
Right.
And those things get into the body and then begin to break us down.
Right. Right.
So just freeing the mind that well, if you know it's all great spirit,
Mm-hmm.
then those obstacles are only a test there for you to see how you can master it without being attached
Yeah.
to the self-ego. So,
That's
on
right.
the right-hand side is the ego. The ego is invested here, the male side. Well, this is what I do. And I got my honor, and man, we're kicking ass because we're men,
Mm-hmm.
military, we're running the world, and then we'll trickle
Right.
down to you. Because we stole it fair and square.
That's right.
And that's why our God is strongest, and we stole it, and you guys will trickle down to you, but we're in charge because our God is the strongest.
Right.
It's like, oh, we're all the same God. No, but we stole it though, so we got it.
Uh-huh.
So we're not apologizing either,
Right.
because we got it.
That's it.
So when the sun goes down, what happens? Ego begins to run out of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And as the night goes, you leave the rational beta mind
Mm-hmm.
and start to move more to the alpha.
Right.
And then you go into fall asleep and go into theta and delta.
Yeah.
So you got beta and alpha
Mm-hmm.
and theta delta.
Uh-huh.
So when we fall asleep, we're unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough energy to be awake in the dream side. So all the shamans and mystics were taking their daytime energy and not wasting it on the things of mundane world, things that didn't really matter,
Right.
because they knew that this world is transient.
Right.
So this world's not real. So they're taking that energy, awakening the dream mind.
Right.
So when you're sleeping unconscious, you plug into your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So the male is the ego, and the female connects to the soul.
Mm-hmm.
So men may have a better description of the world and have strong minds and are good leaders, but women have a deeper soul.
Mm-hmm.
So they're crying and the babies and all taking care of everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and they're dreaming. So the women are the greatest, best dreamers, because women were to the dream side, the
Right.
imagination, the intuition, women's mother's intuition. Because here's the rational mind. After you awaken from your unconscious sleep, you're dreaming
Mm-hmm.
in the night side, and then you have what's it dance in my face over here. You have that dream mind, and then through your dream mind you can receive guidance. The problem is that, especially with religious people,
Yeah.
that they got so much religious programming in the daytime,
Uh-huh.
and when they're dreaming all their fantasies
That's exactly
that are
right.
their spiritual visions. It's like,
Mhm.
I'm sure in my dreams, like that's just you processing out your programming.
Right.
A lot of it.
That's exactly right. That's good. That's
That's why
Yeah.
Christian people go off the deep end sometimes.
right.
And they need to deepen their soul and they learn how to master that part. That's,
Yes.
that's something that as people are leaving the church and finding other ways, they can bring it back and keep their faith without getting stuck in a book that's not totally accurate.
Right.
Because if you look at the New Testament, they would stone you for working on the Sabbath day, and
Right.
they would pluck you right out if you were social to make you want to sin. And
Right.
to be a slave, that's all part of the game.
That's it.
Because the God's making us slaves too.
That's exactly
When they set it up, the same hierarchy of slave, somebody had to be a slave.
right.
Somebody, like, no matter what culture, somebody was being a slave.
Exactly.
Because, like, okay, we're taking your stuff and you're going to work for us. So
Mhm.
they try to do that now. It's called right to work state.
Right.
They're trying to do that. That's what's,
Mm-hmm.
and so we have our dream side here. But if you're dreaming about what you think is spirits talking and guiding your life, but you can't bring it down to earth because it's too far out in the left field.
Mm-hmm.
See, out in the left field. Oh, you're out in the left field. You're a dreamer way out. Look at that, Jim. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So we have to balance the rational mind and the dream mind. One of the elders would say, if your dreams, if your visions of what you aspire to doesn't grow corn, forget about it.
Hmm.
So for Native people, the Great Spirit
Mm-hmm.
is manifesting in the everyday world.
Right.
And how do we see it most importantly? Our food, our water,
Right.
our air,
Yeah.
our home, our family, our security, our gift of our life is Great Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're living that kind of gift, that's a shamanic way. So you
Okay.
know that everything is a Great Spirit.
Right.
And so like, for the people, they had the sacred buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
but they hunted it and killed it, and they ate it, and they used every part of it, and they gave thanks to that spirit
Right.
of that buffalo.
That's right.
And that buffalo would talk to them in their dream minds and come to them through visions,
Mhm.
because that was a Great Spirit touching them through how they were cultivated, their understanding. And the mother corn, I seen a story the other day with people from the Great Lakes. They actually, like a smart person came in, and he challenged warrior of the tribe to combat. And if he had to be noble, but if he lost, the warrior would die. But if he win, and he had a pure heart in the struggle between them, the competition, the start person would die, and then they buried him, and then he turned into corn coming up from the ground. And that was their defeat. The people that passed the test, as strong as was living, they had a noble heart and fight. Usually when you fight, it goes dirty, because he was clean.
Right.
God gave him the gift. In Mexico, and coming up the south, it was the goddess that incarnated as the corn.
Okay.
The mother corn.
Right.
So now then your religion is your food. And most people, they pray to the food after, but they don't have a direct connection with their food.
Right.
They see that it's a living spirit, living energy.
That's right.
We should talk to the plants that way, and also the living energies coming there. The people of the earth, the ancient Chinese did that. All the earth people, they knew how to with that. See what happened? We went to a patriarchal system. The male side conquered.
Exactly.
Like, there's Genghis Khan.
Yep.
And then the church conquered. It was a very patriarchal, because
That's right.
the Romans were strong.
Exactly.
Taking that church, and we're going to use that as our propaganda to conquer everybody's stuff.
That's right.
So today people have some really mixed feelings about the Catholic Church.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And about what stuff they've known and what they've got hidden away. I don't like to engage with that too much, but there is a lot of anger at them. And anyway, so we have the right and left hand sides of consciousness. They have to come together down the middle of our body. So this is our daytime side, our rational mind, how we master our description of the world, the quality of what we do in the world.
Right.
And this side is where you're doing energy practices. You could be doing qigong, kung fu. You could be doing yoga, bringing in postures. You could be doing working in your garden or dancing. But somehow you're moving energy from this side so that you can go to this side. An example would be people playing sports. You say, this guy is in the zone, or this girl, she's in the zone. And they're just doing so good that it's amazing. They're incredible. They're superstars.
Right.
And then, or they say, that guy has all the potential. He's overthinking it. He's overthinking. Stop thinking, get in the zone.
Right.
So in the rational side, we can get stuck in the zone.
Right.
When we turn that off and get focused, then the dream mind can align.
I see.
So the dream mind is like my fantasy of being good at what I do, of visualizing, making my shots, or hitting the ball, or doing the work I'm doing, or whatever my fantasy, my dream is.
Right.
When this mind comes quiet, these two come together. So when you go upstairs to the Great Spirit, we call this on the right hand side the first attention. We got to master this first. So we got to wash up, clean the house, build it, work, develop it. You got to do on this. That's the first attention. If you're going to survive and be here, you got to know how to what the right and the wrong ways to do things. Because if you eat that plant, you're poisoned. This one you can save yourself from sickness.
That's right.
So you got to learn how to do that. And then we all dream. So we have to have our dream mind open and understand what it's telling us without misinterpreting it.
Right.
And throwing all kinds of fantasies into it. And so in order to get these two to work, we have to go up to the Great Spirit, symbolized above us. Like the sun is above us. The sun's the gateway to the galactic. So the sun above, the energy above us, it connects us to the Sky Father. That's this wisdom that is guiding us. So we got these two balanced. And we just bring it down the center. Always doing this thing. So whenever you get sick, your hemispheres of your body can go off. So that's why cross crawl. Right knee, left elbow, foot like that. So if you're crossing and you're walking, you can do that too. Like you listen to music.
Right.
You're doing that. This, opposites. So you're balancing the hemispheres of your body this way. And then you also, so we divided the body into four. Day side, night side, and then at the waist, sky side above, earth side below. So reconciling these four quadrants is what really we're doing, finding the balance in the middle. So, say your spirit has come through from the stars, through our sun, entered the solar system school ground, all solar system school ground, all the planets, people live on the planets in the spirit realms. And so we come to the sun, we travel on the wind, and we come into the body. The body has instincts from the earth: survival instinct, procreation instinct, physical pleasure instincts, pain instincts come from the earth. So we have to balance these two. Now, traditional religion went through a phase of like, these are two can't, because the sky transcendental masculine is the truth, the earth feminine sensual is the false. So that's why they were going like, no, and that was a distortion, because you know, you're on your spiritual quest and you fall in love, but then you have these kids, and now you're stuck dealing with kids. There's no more spiritual quest because now you're doing this. So they were going like this. And shamanic traditions learn how to move the kundalini, the energy lighting up your spine. And by not having sex, you save that life force. Because when a man ejaculates out his life force, then he get weakened.
That's right.
And as you get older, there it goes. Because when you're young, you shoot it all out.
Yeah.
I'm older. Like I'm old and dying at. You know, people get 60 years old. They're really old. I'm 61.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh man.
So how you handle your life force.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, because always there's tests, there's sicknesses, and you don't eat the right food. They got, why have they put GMO food and they forcing it on us? Why they put fluoride in our toothpaste and our water, which is neurotoxin?
That's right.
Why they put mercury in our teeth, and mercury in the energy efficient light bulbs? That bulb breaks on the floor, the child playing with it, that child's poisoned.
That's it.
Or that house is poisoned. So why are they doing these things? Because there's a small number of people that want to put us down, because they don't care about us.
That's exactly right.
And that small, this takes me back to the story. I'm kind of jumping around, but we have this male side, we have this female side. We need our female side, that's our soul side, but she needs the guidance from her rational mind. Our rational minded males, we need our guidance from our intuitive feminine side. And in our relationships, we need to find that balance, because sometimes we can butt heads, because like, no, this way, no, this way. Like, no way, we're two halves of the same. Where's the middle ground? And that's great spirit. Once you surrender to great spirit, then the two sides can come. But as long as you don't surrender to great spirit, then these sides get stuck in spiritual ego. Like, oh yeah, I'm spiritual, but I'm right. And no, I'm right. And then have you ever argued with somebody who thinks they're right and you think you're right? And you're like, what a waste of energy. What happened there?
Exactly.
It's like, I was attached to being right. My ego was attached to being right. And they're attached to being right, and they're trying to convert me over to their point of view. I'm trying to convert them to my point of view. This is duality. And everything's been programmed for this kind of a duality. And so, unfortunately, Jesus only lived 3 years. But this ministry began. And so he didn't get a time to, like Buddha lived to be 80-something years. He didn't get a chance to elaborate on all those teachings. So we have a very limited amount of his teaching. And the guys he was teaching didn't understand it till the very last minute, you know, until after they started to get it. But so there's faults in some of their interpretations, and there's a limitation on what they were also able to understand, because they didn't get the full development. But a cross between like a transcendental Buddhism and a Christianity, that's the key. Bringing the right and the left sides of the world consciousness, the wisdom of the East, the older traditions and the shamanic people, and bringing it with the truth of Christianity. Like, I love Jesus, but I don't like a lot of the stuff that goes with that. It's like, there's all kinds of you know, in the name of Jesus, they destroyed the Native American people. They destroyed them. They did. It's like, and so.
And they enslaved African Americans in the name of Jesus too.
And so the Nazis did the same thing.
Nazis did.
The Jews, you know,
yes, they did.
They were the ones that crucified him. Because when he came in, he was not abiding by the precepts that set down by Jehovah God. He was overthrowing his. So they were forced to take him out because he was a threat to their system. So that makes you question Jehovah God. Why was he so mean? Why is God not love and guiding as a gentle father? Why is he putting this and pushing into war? And why are these people chosen over these people? When the whole lineage, like the Middle East, was the same. Abraham was with his servant girls because his wife wouldn't give a child. And when she did, then he became favored. And all these guys now are resenting. And the God set it up. Why are the gods setting up? So it's like Hercules. Hercules, the Greek gods, the different god families, I don't know if they're all the same ones, but or different extraterrestrials that come down to the planet. But it's like Hercules, his mother was a human, his father was Zeus. And Christians call him Jesus, son of Zeus, Jesus, Jesus. So, and the Greek, a lot of the biblical stuff all comes from Greece because they got the interpretations. But the Greeks, before Jesus came in, they had their whole pen pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
That was very real for them. That wasn't mythology for them.
Right.
And so you have Zeus had an affair with a human woman,
Mm-hmm.
and then his wife Hera was pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
jealous, and so
That's right.
they're going to put some pain on Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
He had to master 12 major lessons that he had to master,
Exactly.
and so the wrath of the feminine was like on him.
Mm-hmm.
But by mastering it, he become God,
Right.
full immortal God
Mhm.
versus a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
So it is taught that we need an adversary to make us stand up.
Right.
We need that. So
Uh-huh.
it's like a movie. People write these movies. They always got to have people shooting and killing and all the drama
Yeah.
because they don't have this little adversarial thing that a lot of times people don't. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't sell well for
Exactly.
movie production. If it's all just happy and peaceful, like there's no
Right.
big appeal because people need that duality.
That's
Now,
right.
I always want to see just a peaceful, loving thing
Mm-hmm.
because showing everybody coming to wholeness. But that
Right.
usually comes through some kind of adversary.
That's right.
And like, okay, we just want to have a little bit of milk and honey now, and we've been through it. But that
Right.
has to be included in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So, the gods, they punished us. Some of them are trying to help us. Some of them are very strict.
Mm-hmm.
And the worker gods that originally
Mm-hmm.
were the ones who were in service to the royal family of gods. They got, because they disobeyed.
Right.
First, when they disobeyed, they were just watching the human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the human beings began to multiply,
Mm-hmm.
they saw the human beings, and in Genesis 6 it says, the sons of God looked upon the daughters of men, saw they were beautiful,
Right.
and took them as wives.
That's right.
Well, I don't know, I see the book of Enoch, and I don't know if the book of Enoch is propaganda,
Mm-hmm.
because Enoch is in with the gods, and he's,
You're right.
he's telling their story. But
Exactly.
it may not be the real truth of how
Right.
it is. It could be the real
Right.
truth, because when the women, the sons of God, took the daughters of man, the gods gave the human beings all this knowledge,
Right.
and the plants and medicines and
Mm-hmm.
astrologies and divinations, and they give, all of a sudden, in the book of Enoch, it's all bad stuff because it's forbidden knowledge.
Right.
But they were coming and being our helpers. But then they disobeyed the living God.
Right.
They got punished. The women got punished for their sexual beauty. They tempted the gods. They
Right.
put the veil on them, the burqa.
Right.
Because the gods gave them knowledge. The women knew things. They had a voice with knowing.
Right.
With the veil, no voice.
Right.
No voice and shut down the beauty.
Okay.
So the woman, the girl last year got the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, that little girl. Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mahala. And somebody tried to shoot her in the head because she was advocating for girls getting
Right.
education.
That's right.
That's Old Testament God. Christian,
Mm-hmm.
Christian God, maybe Satan too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
above Jesus.
Right.
That Old Testament is the same guys.
Right.
And there are people who make that case.
I know.
I don't ascribe to that necessarily.
Right.
I'll show you what I ascribe to. The women are punished, and the gods. Studying the Sumerian writings, the god Marduk, who was a great god,
Right.
he fell in love with a human woman. I think back in those days they lived like 800, 900 years old. Like
That's right.
Adam and those guys lived a long time.
That's right.
And he wanted to marry her, and his father said, you can't because your children will have tainted blood, so they won't be in a line for the throne, because they pass the throne down. If you have a 26 times in your cycle, you divide it by 12 signs of the zodiac.
Right.
Every 2100, 2200 years, there was
Yeah.
a changing of the guard, you might say.
Right.
And they passed the who had the kingship, they passed to
Right.
the next person.
Right.
And they took turns sharing power.
Wow.
And a lot of their problems, they didn't want to share power, because
Mm.
each family wanted to be in charge.
Right.
They're like, no, you got to give it up. Now it's the next time. Kind of like our elections.
Exactly.
We don't want to give up. We're trying to hold
Right.
on. So there was rivalries with the gods. They had warfare amongst them also. And Sumeria was destroyed by nuclear war, they say.
Mm.
Because in the stories it says that they got destroyed. So like in Turkey, the city underground,
Right.
what were they escaping? You know, was it radiation from war, or was it from comets and meteorites hitting the earth and heat
Yeah.
waves hitting? You know,
Right.
there was something that they were down there for protection.
That's right.
So the Marduk, and I'm pretty sure it's Marduk. This whole story is Marduk. I've been trying
Right.
to figure this out for a long time.
Yeah.
But Marduk, he took his girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
to see the head god Anu knocking
Right.
those from heaven have come down.
Right.
And he said, no, you cannot not marry her because your children, she can be your slave, your servant,
Right.
your concubine.
Right.
She can't be your wife because your royal children can't come through her.
Right.
So he says, I forbid it. And he goes like, forget it. I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm.
He said, and you gods, because he came back, he said, you gods, you want those women so bad, and I want her.
Right.
Let's just do it no matter what the cost, we're going to do it.
Right.
So they did. They made it. So in the mixing, they say that some of the children, because you have a Hercules and some kind of this kind of thing, but in the meeting of some of these lesser gods with the humans, that some of them became as giants.
Right.
And the giants, they were trying to support them and feed them, but there was not enough food for them. So they started eating the people.
Wow.
And the giants became a threat.
Right.
So you have all these stories about the giants, and if you look, you can find on the internet now, on YouTube, etc., videos of the skeletons and pictures of giants they found, and the story of the giants here in the Americas.
That's right.
And all these stories of giants.
Mm-hmm.
If I grind your bones to make my bread.
Right.
You know, the giant, that's the old story that the giants would eat the people.
Wow.
And in the biblical stories, the Hebrews went in and they had to fight the giants
Right.
to take the land of Canaan from them, I think.
That's right.
So there's a whole bunch of different Old Testament giants, tribes. So, so the Book of Enoch says that that those gods were already corrupted, and they came down to corrupt the human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And my version of it was more that they were just wanting to help the human beings, and they were rebelling against that sword, that dogma, and they got punished,
Right.
and then they got cast down,
Okay.
and then they got to be the bad guys to tempt us. So now God gets to be, this Old Testament God gets to be like, hey, this is the punishment you guys going to, these guys, you want to know good and evil? Well, here, they're going to be your evil guys.
Right.
And we're required to let the higher ones, Buddha and Jesus, these guys come in.
Right.
And now you got to choose. You got to work your way out.
Wow.
Instead of making an easy little thing for you, no, we're going to punish you because you disobeyed.
Right.
So, so that's why you look at a lot of the religious stuff. It has Jesus teaching love and forgiveness, but then behind it is all this fear and wrath of God behind it. And the great and terrible day of the Lord, it's like all this fear that they're putting on from the Old Testament God, scaring everybody.
Right.
Where Jesus is saying, rejoice. When the time of the end is coming, rejoice because you're going to get free.
Right.
Don't be afraid. Like,
Right.
Because there's no death.
Right.
Like, we're afraid that we're going to die, but when we die, we go to heaven.
Right.
If our karma is good.
Uh-huh.
So in Mexico, Toltec wisdom teaching says that the gods came down and they fashioned, because after Mexico came up out of the water,
Right.
they fashioned the bodies for the human beings from the ear of corn.
Wow.
And there were 2 couples for each of the 4 directions.
Okay.
And then from them, they began to multiply.
Wow.
But when they first called the humans into the body, the humans said, we're here, but what do you want? And they said, the humans, they see the way we see. The human beings are also gods. But if the humans are gods, who's going to do the work? So we need them to serve us. So we put the veil on the human beings so they don't remember who they are. And they will serve us. The gods made it with the humans, so they put their bloodlines in the dynasties, the kingships. And when the gods left, they left it now to work out. And they said the school ground of good and evil has been set up because those guys have been cast down.
Okay.
And yes, the lords of light are there, the goddesses of light are there to help you. So you got the good and the bad on both sides.
Right.
And mostly unseen. And you guys are going to work it out. And at the end, and you die, you're going to reincarnate again and again and again because you're learning those lessons. At the end of the calendar cycle, the veil comes off and everybody remembers who they are.
Wow.
So when the veil comes off, it's like, that's what the Christians call the apocalypse.
Wow.
When the veil comes off, it's like they say this guy looks like a scroll.
Right,
It's all the mind
exactly.
of God. It's not a guy on a throne and a UFO, but it's like the universal, the higher mind is opened up. And everybody sees, everybody knows.
You good.
So the gods, when they left their bloodlines. So some of those, whenever you find power, you can go good or bad with it. So that's the test. Everybody's being tested to see if we can graduate duality. And the ones who got cast down are there to tempt us, and they create the shadow side of the Illuminati. 'Cause, people say, oh, the Illuminati, this is the secret organizations. They know things going on because they don't have a veil on them. They see what they want to do. We got the veil on us, so they got the advantage. So there's a few of them that are like, they manipulate people who follow them because the people in the groups, these human groups, they don't know that they're being manipulated by the dark ones.
Right.
Because they're like need to know. You're just a grunt. You're a good person. You're a grunt, but you don't really need to know what's going on up here because we'll give you this propaganda. So that's how we can keep you guys fighting with each other.
Right.
Because if you look at the Christian teaching, they say that they cast Satan down upon the earth.
Right.
And woe to the inhabitants of the earth, because now he's got it.
Right.
And now you're in his world.
Right.
And so is that the one who's been pissed off, that's been put away? Or does he get to come up and start to tempt us?
Uh-huh.
Or is that the guy's already in control?
Right.
It's like,
right.
are they all a little bit lesser gods?
Yeah.
But like human beings, we have good and evil inside of us.
Right.
Like, I love you, but oh, you pissed me off, I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the gods are doing the same thing.
Mm.
So it's like,
Wow.
okay, God is both angel and devil.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that because when people have died and gone into the heaven realm, they've met those beings are real pure.
Right.
And because if they were strictly in the 3D, the gods, then they would be stuck in their ego spite over the land. Like
Right.
they were in the throne. That's all human stuff in the physical. But they can go back up to the higher heaven realms.
Right.
We learned our lessons. We're moving up, and now we're more. We set this up for you
Right.
because you pissed us off. We're very strict, and
Mm-hmm.
and so the Lord of Karma, like the Old Testament God, the angry, wrathful God,
Mm-hmm.
He's the guardian of the gate. And when you confront by a challenge or something that is trying to oppress you,
Mm-hmm.
you can either resent it and be angry because I'm not being treated right,
Right.
I'm not getting my way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can get into your own ego,
Yeah.
ego to ego,
Yeah.
and then you get crushed because you get sick because you can't match up. But if you go like, that's Great Spirit talking to me,
Yeah.
and let me do what I got to do with no resentment and just turn up to Great Spirit. That whatever is oppressing me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing the best I can do
Right.
because it's not about me. I'm losing me because I'm finding you,
Right.
Great Spirit, the divine love. And so we need the adversary for us to wake up. But the problem is that
Right.
people get stuck in the dualities. They think, well, he's judgmental, I can be judgmental.
Wow.
Because he's only the guardian of the gate. And so
That's good.
whether actually some people think that the Old Testament God is actually Satan himself.
Yeah.
And he could be, and that he also is, but I think that once he cast down is the one that's maybe the ones that's really
Yeah.
and he's just the guy learning the lessons about being a good father.
Ah. Wow. That's good.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I can reconcile. Like, okay,
Right.
and beyond all that, Great Spirit holds both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are those who come down who are the embodiment of that, and they can say, I can be both. I
Right.
can be this and that. But I choose to be love. And as long as you're in alignment with the higher truth.
Wow.
But if you're not, then I have to play that role so you can get out.
Yeah.
And that's doing us a favor because we need
Yeah.
the duality to graduate this. We've been required to come down in the earth plane,
Uh-huh.
and now we got to get our way out. And so
Mhm.
having that teacher adversary
Right.
to make us let go of our ego self
Uh-huh.
and live for a higher truth.
Wow.
Because it's in the ego that all the anxiety, the frustration, the not good enough, the resentments.
Mm-hmm.
People got a lot of resentment. Like, I've been doing all this for you, and this is what I get.
Mm-hmm.
And then it builds up.
Right.
And you don't even know it's there until it blows up like a volcano. Like,
That's
oh my
right.
God, all that coming up.
Yeah.
All the psychological has been repressed.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the ego being trapped in the first attention.
Right.
And then this false belief system
Uh-huh.
permeates the dream mind. Then we're stuck.
Oh, wow.
Like, and so, like, okay, the great Lord has said that this is not real.
Mm-hmm.
Attachment to your desire will make you suffer.
Yeah.
Awaken your dream mind.
Yeah.
Cultivate your love. And as you become quiet in your mind, your soul can remember,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get free.
Right.
And so once you get free, it's like, okay, once you get open like that, people are like, oh, now I'm getting drunk with that bliss. They can go into becoming dictators, or they can abuse their power because
Right.
they've got this conduit opened up.
That's right.
So that's why all the leaders who are very powerful, they got a little bit of something going on to help them be successful,
Right.
and then they can abuse it,
Right.
and they don't really get to the true. 'Cause we all are blessed by the Spirit.
Yeah.
Everybody has love. Everybody has joy. Everybody has wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Then where did it go?
Right.
Why am I miserable? Why am I afraid? Where's my wisdom at? Where
Right.
did it go? Oh, I got programmed into the box.
Mm-hmm.
So in shamanism, it's about breaking out of the box.
Yeah.
That's why we go on pilgrimages to power places. Because you
Okay.
break out of your box.
Okay.
You go to the sacred land, sacred places, and you come to pray and to empty yourself and
Mm-hmm.
like, spend a night and pray all night long on the mountain.
Right. Right.
Some people do 3 or 4 nights. Or
Mhm.
we'll do a couple hours, doing our thing
Right.
here. But it's just opening up yourself to the Spirit.
Yeah.
You can do that no matter where you are.
Right.
But especially the sacred land where the mountains are.
Right.
Because the mountains are like pyramids and temples.
Wow.
They pull the energy up. See that little rock right there?
Yeah. Oh,
So
wow.
it's like a cone. So
Yep.
all these
Sure
mountains are
is.
bringing up the earth energy. It's got all this iron, which is red rust, and this crystalline energies in the rock. There's a lot of power in the land. So you drive this like, oh my God, I'm feeling some really powerful energy here.
Yeah.
And wow, so now that I'm feeling it, how do I connect with it?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I bounce the right and the left into the
Yeah.
Great Spirit?
Right.
How do I go into my dream mind because I'm
Mhm.
stuck in my rational mind?
Right.
Everybody sees Buddha meditating. Everybody sees Buddha meditating, and he's really deep. People are like, I want to meditate like the Buddha.
Right.
And so people start meditating, and then fall asleep.
Right.
Oh, you can't go into the unconscious mind unless
Right.
you have energy.
Yeah.
So let me cultivate my energy.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I can't go into the unconscious. I have to have energy.
That's
to go
why you know what? That's why people, I try to read the Bible and they say if you want to fall asleep real quick, open the Bible. You'll end up drifting to sleep, trying to get in the spirit realm. People get tired, but that makes a lot of sense. You need energy.
Well, sometimes when
Wow.
you're certain times in your life you can't sleep at all because you've got too much juice going.
Yeah.
That's when you got to go into the unconscious and begin to open up the door.
Wow.
Most people say, I can't sleep. They fight with that. It's
Right.
like, well, let me just go right into here and
Uh-huh.
open up.
Look at
So
that. That's powerful.
people try to meditate to fall asleep because they can't go into the unconscious unless they have enough energy.
Right.
So if I cultivate my energy,
Uh-huh.
go to bed at a good hour, and get up the next day with energy,
Yeah.
let me meditate then. So
Right.
people meditate, then what happens? Mind starts talking, and they can't get in.
Uh-huh.
Because the mind's doing this little wheel.
Right.
And so in shamanism, we got to stop the wheel of the mind.
Okay.
In all spiritual traditions, we have to quiet the mind.
Right.
And
That's
when
right.
we have a quiet mind and we
Yeah.
have energy, because we're in a mountain, a sacred place, we cultivate our energy, and
Yeah.
the dream mind opens up naturally. And then you begin to see that the wind is speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the mountains, the faces are looking at me, and the
Yeah.
trees are alive, and everything becomes a magical
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
because you're dreaming awake. But
Wow.
people are here like, you're crazy because you're.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So a lot of people when open the dream mind, they were very clairvoyant, the native people, indigenous people, and they would talk to the plants, and the plants would say, make a tea out of me. They're taking like just natural plants growing around, and they can make teas and open up the dream mind. Wow. And then some of them are doing like a peyote or
Mm-hmm.
smoking a little bit of herb.
Mm-hmm.
I saw in India that some of all those mystics that can do all this phenomenal yoga and really stretch out real,
Yeah.
really stretch real good.
Right.
One guy's walking around with on nail shoes, says he wants to prove that this isn't real. So he loves Great Spirit. So I'm on my walking on my nail shoes. I'll never take them off.
Yeah.
One guy says I'll never sit down. So he's got a little swing. He carries his little prop. He leans against it. He'll never lay down.
Wow.
To say that, showing that he's dedicating himself to
Wow.
spirit, that this is transcendental.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy is like, they got all kinds of these, and they're all smoking ganja. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
yeah, they get the dream mind going, and they can do that because
you're right.
they're open up the dream mind. They can, their faith is like, one guy's, I'm never gonna put my arm down to prove to Great Spirit that
I've seen that.
and he walk around and
That's right.
like that.
Yeah.
Because you do like 5 minutes like this, like, oh, shit's getting
Oh,
heavy.
yeah. Yeah. Right.
So, oh, that guy's doing that.
Right.
My master told me it's for me to be a practical mystic because those guys are too far out.
Yeah.
If nothing's
Right.
real, they can say, hey, it's not real anyway. We're
Yeah.
demonstrating
Right.
the divine for their people.
Right.
They're demonstrating, and then people feed them some rice and take care of them.
Mhm.
They're just like kids. I watch their eyes in the video. They're like children. They're just
Yeah.
happy and loving, and like,
Yeah.
wow, those guys are just living like out there.
Wow.
So we don't have to do that. We have to come down and take care of practical reality.
Right.
But we can see that all the challenges that we run into is Great Spirit testing us to see if we can put my will first.
That's right.
My ego first.
That's right.
So Great Spirit's always do this. So we surrender up to you, Great Spirit. I'm doing the best I can do. I surrender up to you. So
Wow.
we're on the edge of this veil coming off.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
our calendar said that 2012 was the end of a great cycle,
Yeah.
and so 2012 it ended. But when the sun goes down,
Yeah.
it's still twilight for a while. It's still light for a while.
Right.
When the sun goes down, you're still awake for a
You're
while
still awake. Right.
before the cycle's over.
Right.
So the old one has ended,
Uh-huh.
and the people control the old world that want to let go of the control. What is that? Fossil fuel,
Right.
uranium, coal, oil, military industrial complex.
That's right.
Big banking businesses. They don't want to lose control. That they're
That's
control
right.
of things.
That's right.
Because they found that all these big corporations, all not down to about 13 of them that control everything.
That's right. The 13 families. Yeah.
Those are the Illuminati. Those guys are being influenced by the archons or the dark lords that got cast down.
Right.
And so so I'm talking about those guys, that family. So we could already have free energy technology now.
Yeah.
They're not letting it out because if they let it out, then we're all been free.
Right.
We could have already total health care.
That's right.
They're not letting it out because they want to depopulate.
That's right.
They want to
Exactly.
make money on the people's
See?
misery.
Wow.
And a lot of people working in those institutions go like, doctors are like, wait a second, this is not a health system. This is a repression and it's a sickness system.
Right.
So they start leaving that and going into these alternative healing methods.
Exactly.
There's been like 80 of them holistic doctors have been killed.
They've been cute.
Yeah,
last year,
exactly.
2 years.
Dr. Sabi, you know, is one,
There's
you
a
know,
bunch of them.
a lot of
So
them.
that's
Yeah.
the like the archons or the dark lords working through their minions
Uh-huh.
who are those guys are hired as hitmen to work for the corporations to take out the threat to their money.
Hmm.
So they're doing their thing. None of that is sustainable. That's coming to an end.
Hmm.
Like GMO food, nobody wants it, but they force it on us.
Right.
Nobody wants it. It's like you can't. There's no seed. You
Right.
eat that, your seed dies also,
Right.
and then it starts to mess up our digestion and
Right.
all of our health starts from our gut.
Right.
So
That's right.
it's like, okay, you want to eat that stuff, you're in trouble. But and if you want to have affordable food, you get stuck eating it unless you grow a garden.
Right.
Start talking to the Mother Earth. You can
Exactly.
take the dandelions out of your garden, take the roots, and the roots and powder them is a cure for cancer.
Wow.
What?
Dandelion roots, cure for cancer. It's right there. You can get the
Wow.
dandelion greens.
Oh my God.
And so in nature, there is certain plants. Like I had diabetes for a while. The young, healthy, prickly pear cactus, I ate that brings my blood sugar down to normal. I don't take any drugs at all like that.
Wow.
The prickly pear cactus is a remedy for diabetes. You can find it in the Mexican markets, or you can order it powdered in capsules. If you know people have diabetes, it'll bring their blood sugar down to normal.
Wow. And that's something.
So there's all this
Wow.
medicine that the people have known,
Right.
but the pharmaceutical companies are trying to take it and make it their own patents on it.
That's
and
right.
Keep us. We can't let that in because we spend $1 billion trying to, or we spend millions of dollars trying to develop it,
Yeah.
and you have it for free. We spend millions. No, it's like
Yeah.
we're gonna make our billions first.
Right. Right.
And, so those guys are trying to divide us.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you know about what's going on, the more you realize all the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
It makes people angry.
Mm-hmm.
This is all angry. Like look at everybody. Everybody's getting angry. Like we
Mm-hmm.
want our country back. Everybody's
Yeah.
angry because
Uh-huh.
somebody's been hoodwinking them. You know.
Right.
And so those powers that are doing that,
Uh-huh.
they're financing extreme left-wing stuff. They're financing extreme right-wing stuff.
Wow.
So they're making people polarize
See.
against each other. Because if we all came together and said,
See.
we don't want this no more. Listen, you guys are doing this. We got you.
Right.
Because we don't want you.
Right.
We take you out.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of us. You might kill a lot of us, but there's always we're going to get you because there's
Yeah.
more than. So as long
Mhm.
as they keep us divided,
Exactly.
so they're manipulating both sides.
Both sides.
Like, this shooting took place for trigger race riots, you know,
Right.
or these things were happening to trigger. They're
right.
trying to get happen. People's like, we're not
Uh-huh.
going for it because we know that we're being taught by the Lord to love
Right.
and turn our other cheek and walk through this world. It's temporary. We're going to die. But in order for us to graduate, we have to have love.
That's right.
So at the end of the cycle, when the veil
Love.
comes off, the angel of death has a scale. On the scale is your soul
That's exactly
to
right.
a feather.
That's right.
And it's a heart is your soul. Because
Uh-huh.
your heart is your soul. It's like
Right.
a threefold flame.
Mm-hmm.
And if you dip to the light of the scale, the light side of the scale, then you get to go to graduate to we're going to the fifth dimension.
Right.
If you were to die before, because you'd go into the heaven realm, it's a
Mhm.
higher level. But the next world is a fifth dimensional world.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the 60s, there was a song called The Dawning of the Age of Aquarius,
That's right.
sung by a band called The Fifth Dimension.
Mhm.
Right.
We were
So
talking about
We
that
were
the
just
other day.
talking about that. Yeah.
So here is our first attention, the 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Our dream level is the 4D. And when
Right.
we turn up to the Great Spirit, that's the 5D.
Mhm.
Wow.
And that's the gateway to where we transcend duality.
I got you.
But still, you have male, female, but you don't have good and evil anymore.
Right.
And so all we gotta do is tip our scale to the light.
Uh-huh.
Because if you tip to the heavy, because you're
Mhm.
corrupt and selfish,
Right.
then you got to go with the Dark Lords and pay all that karma.
Mm.
Because those guys have been running the show, they've been greedy.
Yeah.
They got to pay all that back.
Right.
So it's like, we feel sorry for you guys.
Yeah.
But, that's your choice, and
Yeah.
let it be, because it's not my thing to redeem you.
Right.
It's just my thing is to see it's all part of the plan,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just part of what you got to go through.
Right.
Because we had to go through this.
Wow.
You put us through this.
See.
So, so everybody getting angry because they see like, oh, the churches are corrupt, the politics are corrupt, big business is corrupt, they're corrupting Hollywood's corrupt, they're corrupting everything. Sexuality is becoming corrupted with they're doing some bad stuff there too, and the children are being raped and all this corruption that they're doing. it makes people really angry.
Yeah.
But if you're angry and it makes your soul heavy,
Right.
they
It
got
does.
you.
That's right.
Because I don't believe in anything. Because that God is a false God.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people are doing that. I'm an atheist. Oh, that's a false God, and we're angry. But it's
Right.
like, wait a second. If you don't have a faith in the higher love,
Mhm.
that's God, that Jesus represents or Buddha represents,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to be angry, and there's not going to be no light in your soul.
Right. See.
Then they got you.
Right.
Because their game is if they get enough people, they win the game,
Right.
they get to go to a higher level
They graduate.
to work out their karma.
I got you.
But if they don't win, they got to go to a lower level to work out their karma. So it's a whole game. It's a game. It's a competition.
Okay.
Everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
You know when people are like Republicans are arguing their points, or people talk, everybody wants
Yeah,
to win.
that's
So
right.
if I'm trying to win, if I'm listening to you, you're going to win because you're going
Right.
to convince me.
Right.
So I can't listen to you. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
So we don't hear each other because we have to win at all costs.
See.
That's Donald. Win. I'm a winner.
That's right.
It's like, dude, you're a narcissist.
Exactly.
Now all the Christian right-wing people think that he is the one to come in to break down the New World Order.
Right.
Like, because the presidents are pawns to that system.
That's right.
Like, let's say Obama was trying to push for the TPP.
Right.
That's the corporations making their own government,
Mm-hmm.
corporations government, and then they have over voice over their other governments who are working under them.
Wow.
So even Obama is pulled like that.
Oh yeah.
And so, like the Clintons got in there because they tried to barely survive.
Oh, yeah.
His president barely survived.
Sure
He was
did.
very vulnerable. So then he's vulnerable to now, okay, we'll throw you a bone.
Uh
And
huh.
now you're working for us.
Right.
And so
Exactly.
Republican, Democrat get in office, they talk a good talk, and then all of a sudden,
Something changes.
who's financing my campaign?
Right.
Where's my money come from? Well, this is what I talked about, but they want me to vote this way.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Cory Booker was talking. He gets a lot of money from pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
So he talks for the people, but still they're
That's
in the
right.
pocket, and maybe they don't know any better because they are programmed to think that that's good.
Right.
That's the way we do it.
That's right.
But what about the natural medicine? What about these doctors getting killed? So other people
Right.
put the blinders like, well, I don't want to look about that because we have to have our integrity. So we don't want to know. We don't want to know.
Right.
We just want to do what we're supposed to do, and it's supposed to
Right.
be. And so everybody stays in their
Ignorance is bliss.
do
huh?
their thing because they got to make their money to live.
Right.
And if you're
Staying
living,
safe.
and you need $100,000, spending just to support your life, you need $1 million to support your life for $5 million, then you're gonna be selling your services to get that money.
That's right.
And that's why Trump's people are all like, oh, they got their hands in the cookie jar.
Right.
Oh, Trump's been because they wouldn't give him a bank loan. He had to go to Russia. He's got money laundering issues with Russia.
Right. Right.
That's what's gonna come out.
Uh huh.
And so that's why he was stirring up the neo-Nazis because it's like you're not taking the government because we'll fight.
Right.
I got my military here, the neo-Nazis,
Uh huh.
and if you guys try to take me down, because the
Mhm.
Russians didn't give this, these people gave it to me.
Right.
It's like, okay, but you only got a third of the population there.
See.
So
That's
it's
it.
like you can't just be the white man and the white woman because they got to be able to be with the other colors. Otherwise, you can't hold the balance.
That's right.
Because a lot of white people are good hearts, and they see what's truth, and they want to be with the right thing.
Right.
Others are programmed by conditioning
Conditioning.
and fear.
That's right.
So I believe that because of the eclipse we had went across the country,
Mm-hmm.
when the sun gets blocked out, usually the leading authority or power falls.
Right.
So I think that maybe it's going to swing Democrat real big
Mm-hmm.
because people are pissed off at the Democrats because they don't do anything. They talk a good talk, but they don't really
Right.
do anything.
Right.
And then they put us into Obamacare,
Mhm.
and then you don't
Right.
you don't have the money to pay for it. They're making you pay all this money up for, like they're forcing me into it. Like I don't want it. My medicine's natural.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then in Obamacare, they start doing mandatory stuff, like mandatory vaccinations.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the government is kind of like, this is why all the right-wing people are freaking out because they're afraid that the whole government becomes, on the corrupt side.
Right.
And now it's going to be like oppressing us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the government, but it's
Yeah.
not the full government. It's
Right.
a small number of people are trying to manipulate, and everybody falls in line because that's how they make their money,
Right.
and their greed is being manipulated. But if people are still got free choice there, and they can do some good things for sure. So voting definitely matters.
Yeah.
It's just that holding our officials accountable,
That's right.
because I think Bernie Sanders really put it down right. He says corrupt corporate finance campaign system.
Right.
Because corporations are controlling the when people win, they're buying both sides.
That's right.
And so And some guys are just doing what they think they need to do to get their way. They have no clue either. They're in their own box. But they're being manipulated by little puppets by somebody else.
Wow.
And so
Everybody's being controlled by somebody.
so there's a teaching, Native American teaching. The grandfather said to a little boy, his grandson said, "Grandson, there are two wolves fighting in every human being. One is goodness and wisdom and love, and the other is corruption and evil and selfishness."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Grandfather, who's going to win the fight?" He says, "The one that you feed." And so everybody has
Right.
got the school of good and evil,
Right.
and we're all open to it. And now,
Right.
which one are we going to feed and cultivate?
That's good.
So
That's good.
that's the key.
That's good stuff. That's good.
Mhm.
Well, you said a lot of great stuff and stuff that the people that will view this, I'm sure they're going to learn a whole lot. And you said a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to the Judeo-Christian beliefs and Jesus' teachings. And it reminded me when you were talking about the left and the right and night and day, male and female. Jesus always had a teaching about a certain man who had two sons. Always, two sons, always the goat on the left hand, the sheep on the right hand. He's always talking about right and left in the scriptures, so that makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
A lot of sense.
He's
So,
talking about the prodigal son, right?
right.
The one kid stayed, son stayed, and
Mhm.
got all the favors.
Yeah.
He stayed there.
Yeah.
The other one ran away.
Yeah.
When he came back, he said, "You come back." And
Right.
then he really made a big celebration for him.
That's
This
right.
one here got jealous because
Right. That's right.
he's like, I've been faithful, but
Uh-huh.
he went and did all that. But now,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we are. We have to go away from this conventional consensus belief systems.
Right.
We have to go out to discover the truth for ourselves and make our own mistakes.
Wow, that's good. Isn't it?
And by making our mistakes, we consciously
Right.
come back with the wisdom of the good and the bad of our lessons.
Oh, wow.
But the person who just stays in the box,
Come on, say
they
that.
never fully
Mm.
awaken to who they are.
That's
They've
exactly
just
right.
been trying to live, and they have all the resentment still.
Right.
So
Oh,
it's
wow.
interesting.
That's powerful, isn't it? Wow. Well, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And what is your name?
Rahelio,
Rahelio. And what tribe are you from?
I'm a Toltec.
Toltec. All
I'm
right.
a modern day Toltec. 'Cause Toltecs are ancient from Mexico, but they got conquered by the Aztec,
Ah,
and so they got scattered. I was born in the United States, so I'm American
right.
with a native ancestry out of Mexico. I have
Ah,
some Spanish blood.
right.
I had my DNA done, and I'm all four major races.
Oh,
I have Indian. I'm like 50% Native American.
uh-huh.
I'm like 30% Southern European, Spanish, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 8% Bering Strait,
Oh,
Asian,
okay.
Bering Strait. I
Right.
got 6% West African. So I got
Really?
I got all the races.
Wow.
Wow.
It's amazing,
They
isn't
brought the
it?
slaves over in the West Indies.
Yeah,
They brought
That's
the
right.
Slaves mixed in. You
yeah.
find a lot in the American Southwest that the slaves mixed with the Native people because they
Mhm.
ran away and the natives took them in.
Well, you're looking at some, we did,
Yeah.
her family is actually Cherokee Indian, and I have Seminole and Cherokee on my side, but we both did the DNA testing, and most of my people are from West Africa, I have 6% European, and I think that probably happened during the slave time,
Yes.
but she's more Indian than I am, her
You can see she
grandmother.
looks Native American.
Yeah, her grandmother looked like she straight off the reservation, Yeah. So, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Rahelio. We appreciate you, and we look forward to our next venture.
And then we'll do the meditation that's coming up now.
All right.